Now let's see how it sounds with the loading screen. Sorry, it started picking up my voice.
But finding me proved no simple task.
Okay, it seems like I can probably talk over Dandelion now.
I'd disappeared. Yet Carol.
Let's see.
But finding me proved no simple task.
Okay, it seems like I can probably.
Stody. Very well. We seek the corpse of a dwarven woodcarver. Dwarven woodcarver.
Okay, everything works. Good to go. Cool. I'm gonna get back to what I was doing now that we can both hear everyone. God damn, that was confusing. I hate streaming sometimes. Just sometimes.
Fair enough.
It's like, oh, you're not a scientist? Well, you're gonna have a bad time.
You don't have a degree in rocket science? Fuck you!
Look at my light. It's so bright, right? Look at the walls. It's shining. Like, who the fuck did I bring?
Almost like perfect lineup.
So shiny. Oh, look. There's flies.
Human. Wrong body type. Let's keep looking. Looks like necrophage has got to this one.
Well, that's not good, girl. We're gonna have to fix that. Okay, let's check over here.
This isn't it. Let's keep looking.
Nothing is ever it, girl. Yeah, it's gonna be hard to touch me. How do people do it?
Well, it's easier when they're. Because then they're talking to you. And then there's also that whole second monitor thing where you can constantly see that on your eye thing. You know?
We got 4 Q-tips. don't even know why.
Why'd you throw him away?
I did it and then I was like, what? Why?
You got that. Why?
Witcher.
Nighttime.
Let's smoke.
Please? I need to get high for this shit.
Turn the mic that way a little.
Oh my god, why are you fucking
Oh, I need to turn this on.
Where you need
Where is
to
it?
get it on the mouth,
Oh, there it is. So I grab this. And it's where the fuck?
right? You can't even turn on the light.
It's like in a loop. There we go.
You did it.
I
Holy
did it.
shit, I didn't think you'd be able to figure it out.
Oh yeah, shush. Oh, I need to turn the brightness down.
Maybe.
Better.
It just looks so weird in the corner. Move it.
Like that.
Back. Like, push it back. Back. Like, yeah, like that. That's better.
Like that.
Yes, because it's not shining in the corner of the frame.
Oh, so you can help me with the cropping now. Should I like do that? Or like should I do this?
I think you shouldn't really fuck with it too much because your frame is like fitted to it.
No, I can always make it fit. So watch.
Okay.
If I go like this, what's a good example? If I go like this,
If you can, I understand. You don't need to explain it. Just that. What do you?
watch. See? So like I can zoom in more and more, but do you think that is too zoomed in?
No, but there's a lot of wall right now. Yeah, it feels weird.
Watch. It fits. Like there's wall there for a reason to make it look like it fits. No matter what.
Okay.
So, do you think that's too zoomed in?
That's fine.
Okay.
Plus, I don't have to worry about moving my head to the left and being on camera.
That's what I was also thinking. It helps a lot, huh?
Yeah.
Because like now the camera, if I'm not right here, I'm not in the camera.
Yeah.
If I'm over here, I'm out of the camera. Oh.
Did you hear the noise that made when
I'm hollow.
I? There's nothing up there.
So I went on Twitter, and I'm starting to realize why Twitter is so useful. Literally everybody reposts, and then they repost other Twitch channels, and you go into the repost and comment your name and your comment, and you repost them, and then you get reposted from their repost. This is a cycle.
It's literally Twitter is just people copying other people. That's quite literally. Someone says something funny, someone will retweet it or just regular retweet it. It's just that. But then when you see something funny that's original, it's either funny or absolutely painful. You know what I mean?
I feel that one.
Come across the heinous stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Twitter's a cesspool. But it can be useful because it's truly in one of the only social media platforms where people can get away with those things.
Calluses on the fingers, sawdust in the beard, clothes sticky with sap.
Damn.
Must be our
Straight
dwarf.
porn.
Excellent.
Straight pornography.
I trust you don't.
Dick and pussy on Twitter. All you gotta do
Unease at the sight of blood?
Not a bit. Start the autopsy.
Where?
Did you hear what Elon Musk did? Took off. Took off. And no one knew what he was doing. They just saw Elon Musk pull up to work one day. Doesn't really show up anymore. He shows up today. And he's not today, but the day of. And he takes down the W. No context. Doesn't say anything to anybody. Puts it in his car and drives. I didn't even think about that. I was just thinking the titters.
See, that was probably it, but like.
The W was so funny. So this is one of my favorite autopsies. You remember this quest?
I remember it.
Let's look at his head.
This
Hair
is an
smells
easy
like it's
quest to
burned.
stick to.
Like he was in a fire.
But I always
Notice
feel like
anything
it's a CSI game.
That his
Like,
eyes
like
have been scooped out,
So-
for instance?
When I played earlier, the little bit I did, isn't that funky?
Those burn marks I
It
see
is.
in his eye
It's
sockets.
hard to get used
Yes.
to.
And
is so
some
hard to
grey
use, too.
dust.
And Cyberpunk
Ash,
is
it
so much
seems,
more
very
You can
fun.
tell that Cyberpunk is their more recent game.
Did I ever tell you how I actually came across The Witcher?
I don't know.
So it was on sale on the PS4 store, and it was for $10 when it's normally 60. And I was like, $60 game for $10? It must be good. Like, I didn't really connect the dots, but I guess it wasn't selling that good. But it was Game of the Year the first year it came out because of how hyped it was. It was a real big hype game that kind of let down a lot of fans, but it kind of got back into its roots after 5 to 10 years of help. And it was still fun, but it just got better as the years went on. It's Cyberpunk.
Yeah.
Literally Cyberpunk. And The Witcher 3 was actually a bigger success than Cyberpunk because it was the best Witcher game. So every Witcher fan rejoiced.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people said it was clunky, but then they're like, this is clunky? Oh, you haven't played the first one?
I don't want to play the first one. If
But,
this
like,
is clunky, then the first one's gotta be awful.
And I never played the first or second one, so I played it. I put it down. The first time I played it, I actually thought I wasted $10. I didn't play for about a week, and I was so bored one day. I was sick home from school, and I just started playing, and I think it was the longest I ever played a game in a while, because after you get past the clunkiness and get enveloped in the story and the characters, you're like, whoa.
This is a lot.
Yeah, but then at first it is clunky, because like I remember fighting the ghouls and going like, he's too fast, and then when he stopped fighting, he was too slow. It's like he's too fast or he's too slow. He's not normal.
That's kind of how it does feel, to be honest. Like, when I was fighting the drowners, it was like he was moving really quickly, and so were they, and I couldn't really keep up. But then just walking,
Felt slow.
it's like, are you crawling? Get off your fucking knees. You know what I mean? And like,
It's mainly a game you play to yourself until you get really good at it.
yeah.
Because like, not gonna lie, The Witcher is a skill game.
It is, and I can tell. That's why when you asked me to play, I was like, you want me to play? Because, like, I know I'm not that good at games, especially combat-oriented games. I'm gonna be the first person to admit it that I can suck until I play
You
for,
should
like,
play
20
Witcher
hours.
like Kevin. Call me Kevin.
Oh,
You know how he plays?
I haven't seen him play this
He
one.
avoids all conflict, even though he knows he has to fight. So I remember like the Griffin fight. He literally just ran around as Vesemir fought him. He's like, "Am I doing it, Dad? Am I doing it?"
That's how you think I should play it like that?
Yeah, you will have fun.
Okay.
Because like if you just focus on living, not caring about nothing else, I think you will love it.
It's like, I feel like I'm so inadequate when I play it. You know what I mean?
You also just kind of gotta like think you can do it.
I know I can. It's just really difficult, and I don't feel like
It's
putting
the
in
Dark
that
Souls
much
mentality.
effort. Well, I don't You remember, I gave up on Dark Souls, okay?
Murderer gouged out his eyes, then put burning coals in the sockets.
That's good.
So it seems. Looking at the wounds, it appears our
Maybe we were
woodcarver
thinking it
was
down.
still alive when it happened.
That's a little too far.
A little way too far. What I hated is how his larynx was cut.
See this? Incision made into the voice box.
Yes.
Indeed, so thin as to be nearly unnoticeable.
A small, extremely sharp instrument. Scalpel.
But why? The wound is too small to bleed, and there are signs of swelling.
Also the deepness.
The murderer,
Sometimes it just makes you feel.
I believe he performed a tracheotomy. so the victim wouldn't die too soon.
That's so fucked up.
Let's examine the mouth. Burns, blisters.
Just like Priscilla's.
Pretty much it was a vampire that took joy in torturing mortals, and he's been doing it for about 1,000 years.
There's a lot of vampires.
Mm-hmm.
Before Blood.
Yep.
They were really, really, really.
You want to hear about the lore of the vampires?
I think you've told me.
There
Yeah.
was Earth. Normal humans are the only real race on it. No elves, no nothing. No giant, cyclops, no griffins, wyverns, nothing's on that planet. Then out of nowhere, portal opens up. One portal, two portals, three portals, portals all over the world, and the collection of spears happened. One of those spears was from a very dark world, no sunlight at all, just vampires. And they were forcefully taken from their home through this bush of spears and just thrown on Earth. So when they got thrown on Earth, every vampire, being a lord, think of it like nations just thrown randomly onto a planet. They all tried to grab their own land, their own spots. Some lived, some died. And that's pretty much where we are now with our world. Like some are in hiding, some rule like in Toussaint.
Yeah, you did tell me about that. And
The higher vampire does, the elder. Pretty much, he lives in hiding, and those who know about him stay away from him. Remember what happened when Geralt said something and controlled all the blood in his body? There's some vampires that are so strong that if they're just near a person with blood in their body, they can kill them. Dettlaff is not one, Regis is not one, but that one vampire you meet that helps you defeat Dettlaff is one. He's the only one left. I think there's only him and a few others on the world, and Geralt only meets one in his life. There's vampires, there's higher vampires, and then there's, like, I don't even know what you would call him. Yeah. Look up what you would call him. Maybe it is the elder
so
vampire.
what would I start? Like,
What is the strongest vampire type in The Witcher? And look up his abilities. You'll see what I mean. He's crazy. Even Geralt was like, I am not fighting him.
Let's examine his torso.
What have we here? Deep wound on the left side of his rib cage, and a scar the length of his stomach.
it's just higher vampire.
This higher vampire?
I think the last
One minute. I was gonna search different stuff until I get what I was looking for. Who is the vampire that Geralt gets the help? Who is the vampire guy in Blood and Wine?
There's a few.
The Unseen Elder. Pretty much, they're just called elders. Once they get to a certain age, he was the only person who you can truly say was a leader figure for their brethren. The Unseen Elder of Toussaint is guarding the gate between the world of vampires, hoping one day it'll open up and take them back home. Abilities and skills. He's self-mutilated, skin and bones, sick to the death individual. He has extreme speed, speed that nobody can even match. the time ability by fucking Gonzalo Dim. He says that he's faster than someone trying to enable what you did. He can kill you before you enable stuff.
So he could kill.
You can just go and you're dead. Like I tried to do it fast and like not touching you, but just like and he's dead like that fast. Like, boom.
Yeah.
Summoning.
The Flash.
He also has the power to summon another vampire anywhere at any given time, no matter who they are. Leadership skills. He is very good in charisma, being able to outtalk Geralt in every dialogue, except for one. I just go down, and I'm going down, right? And it shows all his appearances, and it's like... appears in
I think that's where.
Yeah. Okay. But yeah,
Let's
he's pretty
examine the
cool.
chest
He's one of my
wound.
favorite ones.
Yeah, heart carved out,
Yes.
wound cauterized.
Wait
I
a
like
minute,
the
there's
idea
something
that
else.
we're breaking the guy. You know what I mean? The Hokage of that ring.
He was the Hokage.
Yeah. I don't like these movies.
I like how it's how he takes out a fucking glass egg. You hear, and it's just a glass egg, nothing else.
Like all that for that.
He's even like, what the
From an
fuck?
amphibian.
What?
A
Salamander.
fish egg?
Scorched
Salamander
but
egg.
intact.
I attended some
Salamander?
lectures in herpetology as a student. Afraid I don't recall any amphibians that would lay eggs in corpses. So either Professor Cochrane was deeply mistaken, or this is our murderer's doing.
They are. Holy shit.
Open his abdomen.
Opened the abdominal cavity.
Due warning, it will stink of rot.
Once fought a Zoogle up to my waist in sewage, so I doubt... Wait. Smells not rot.
Formaldehyde. A medical novelty. Heavily diluted, it's
You know what's funny when people say they smell formaldehyde? I'm like, what are you smelling? Sleep? Because like like if you sniff enough formaldehyde, you'll either go to sleep or die. It's like a poison. It's a sedative. Both. It can be used for whatever. But like someone will smell it and be like, oh yeah, that's formaldehyde. And it's like, you mean death?
preserving organic tissue
It's like when
in
hospitals
stronger
say they're gonna
proportions.
give you fentanyl.
It's more
Like,
destructive than acid.
Or worse. I smell fentanyl. Like, you smell what?
How do you smell fentanyl?
Explains why there's
What
no
does it
smell
smell
of
like?
decay. And
Can
why
you
his throat
explain?
scalded.
A little context would be nice.
Dude, it's how his eyes are just fucking blood.
Bro. They're gone.
Look at the scar.
Normalized there.
Wounds long and thin. An incision. But the edges are ragged.
Means nothing. Look, no swelling,
It's
no
just
bruises.
the lid.
An old injury, perhaps an accident in the workplace.
Let's examine someone else. Oh, I don't like that. I don't like that look.
Dude, why was the scar like
So he can get fucked.
maybe a vampire wanted to
His genitals.
What if that's
We oughta
what he's been
inspect
doing?
those.
I sincerely doubt they bear any relation to the matter.
I can see it now, like someone comes around the corner, what the fuck? And he's like, oh fuck. He gets thrown, runs after him. No, come back. Kills him.
feel like fuck.
So I was like, can I look at his dick? And he's like, I sincerely doubt there bear any relation to the matter. We'll see.
We'll see. Pull down his trousers and... Shit.
Syphilis, actually. Early stages, no sign of diffusion.
Think there could be a connection?
Only as the killer's potential motivation.
No, get ready. It gets worse. It gets worse. If you ask a second time,
His genitals. We ought to inspect those.
I see. You clearly find gonads fascinating. I fear I don't share your passion. Let's focus on other parts of his anatomy, shall we?
I see you're interested in the balls.
See anything interesting on his
However,
legs?
I am not And the ball
His
star?
right foot,
Let's
the
move
ankle
on.
swollen, toenails
He's so
broken.
chill.
He clearly kicked something very hard right before he kicked the bucket.
And I love how most other quests, like I didn't see it the first time I played. I didn't know like his master was the vampire. But when you think about it, it's really fucking obvious. Like you just walk in and then this old dude's like, "Can you help me find out who's been killing these people?" And you're like, "Sure, I'll help you." And he seems hella cool. And you go around and you're helping him, and then it seems like he might be the guy doing it. But then you meet his master, and he's like, "Oh yeah, he taught me when I was younger." And it's a young ass dude. And he's like, "Hello." And you're just like, "Hi." And then it's like someone with super speed and super abilities, something like a vampire. It's like going around killing people. I wonder who it could be. It can only be one of us. And then you're just looking around. And it's like,
It's like that meme where it's like, they say 1 out of 3 people is gay, and there's 3 of us here, and they turn to you.
But like they make you think it's him so bad, but then they throw the real guy in front of you without no warning. Like, there you go.
It's like, here you go. If you can't get it,
Doesn't strike me as the right time for jokes.
Apologies. We surgeons, we've a different sensibility.
And a different sense of humor.
And
Look at his hands. These welts. Rope burns, right? He was tied up.
I'd expect so. No one could sit through such torture unless bound.
Speaking from experience.
Yes, that of a victim. Spent a year in the dungeons of Tretogor. Long story.
Some other time, maybe. See the callus? Our dwarf wore a ring, but someone took it off him.
alright.
Alright, think I know enough.
Enlighten me, please, because I've still no notion what this is about. What the motive might have been.
So there's no motive. The murderer is mad.
No motive to speak of. Murder is mad, plain and simple.
Unfortunate.
I just love how he does. He's like, See? Okay. Let me just test something. Yeah, he's insane.
he's fucking nuts, dude. Lock him up.
Such individuals are hardest to catch.
It's a lead worth following. Any idea what his name was?
Fabian Meyer. And I'm Hubert Reich, the coroner. I've come to perform the autopsy, but I see you've done it for me, Joachim. As always, you interfere where you're neither needed nor wanted, drag others into trouble in the process. Who is this?
A student. Lifelong learner. Got a couple questions for you.
Very well, speak. But be quick. Reverend Nathaniel has come by
Plus,
for an
with
inspection.
students
He'll be
being
here shortly.
older than their masters. First it's him teaching that old dude, and now that old dude's teaching Geralt.
Yeah. It's just 3 of old.
Woodcarver's
Not
body.
old people,
Where was
but
it
young
found?
people
It's
teaching old
important.
person.
Plan
teaching
to
older
investigate?
person.
Exciting.
Doesn't make sense.
He died in his workshop south of the
Yeah.
Market Square, just beside
Yeah.
the gate to Far Corners. That poor Trebirates was attacked there. City's abuzz about it. But the woodcarver, Eustace the corpse collector, brought us the body. You should speak to him. Saw him just around the corner near... Oh, greetings, your reverence.
Who are these people?
Who are
I
you?
believe I made it clear no one's to be allowed in under any circumstances.
Nah, that's the
You
Hemel part.
did, but
kidding, that's not Hemel.
they're friends of the deceased. Here to collect the body.
Out of the question. Show them out at once.
Do you not know who the
As
Hemel
your
part is
reverence
yet? I
wishes.
thought I told you like 5 times.
Gentlemen, follow me. You
The
shall
fucking
leave
stupid ass
via
pope in
another
this
route.
world. Hemel part.
Why do you cover for us?
I was covering my own arse.
He was just a priest.
If Reverend Nathaniel
Pretty
had
sure.
learned someone had entered the morgue, then cut open a corpse without his permission, I'd be in deep trouble. You didn't give that a thought, did you, Joachim? As ever. Well,
Especially from
while
me.
I don't approve of your willfulness, I also wish to see this murder out. So,
You're like
should I
always
learn anything
talking.
new related to this case? I will let you know.
Thank you.
You know how I got through my first month of work? Just like,
Yeah. You wanna know how I got through my first year of work? I'm lit. And then just taking whatever happened when I said it. Just like I remember the first time Frederick was like, same. And then another time, that won't work every time, Brad. Another time, Brad. And then Kiki, what did that mean? Like, so?
Okay, fuck. Oh, yeah.
My favorite day ever. I was mopping. I sat down for a minute. Kiki came to me and was like, why are you sitting? I'm lit. It's like, so? I'm like, like as soon as I sat down, she came to me like, why are you sitting?
She's got sitting senses, like spidey senses.
Dude, Kiki would walk like this too.
One of those. I knew a girl who was.
Nathaniel.
Her name was
Who is he?
A scoundrel,
She
a rogue,
was
like every man who wears the robes of the
We
eternal
made that
fire.
joke all the
Most
time.
are scoundrels
And my
before they
favorite
ever put
one
on
that
the
someone
robes.
made was,
True
"Is
in
your
his
little
case as
sister's
well.
name Aquafina?"
Before he donned the frock, Nathaniel was a
That's
torturer,
so bad.
delighted
No.
especially in torturing women. Later, hierarch Hemmelfart
I
appointed him
guess
to
her
oversee the
arrows
morgue.
at
He deals
edge.
with the temple guard, supervises cremations, conducts funeral masses in the temple on the Isle, and
She propelled
so forth.
into the spotlight.
Dream job.
Life is not water.
That's bad. You didn't even try.
Water is life.
I'm only laughing because you're laughing. Because that joke was not good.
Might have told me you know the coroner. We could have skipped the trip through the sewers.
I know him, thus I avoid him. I've said enough on
Did I
the
ever
subject.
tell you about that TikTok where it was a family and they thought that their daughter was an alcoholic? So they sent a what is it when like a lot of people go somewhere to try and help somebody? You know what?
A rev.
A recompense? No.
No. No.
Renovation. Fuck, what was it?
It was a. It's like a meeting.
It is a meeting. You know what I'm talking about. Dude, what the fuck?
They had one for Fiona. In Shameless.
I'm searching it. I'm done.
Like, I can't go through this anymore. What is it? What did you say?
What helps alcohol? But no. What would I even search? Like, what was the
When
meeting?
family come together to help an alcoholic.
What is it called? Like, fuck. Why is it not easy to remember what it's called? Intervention.
Intervention.
Fuck, my
That's
head.
where I got the shun from.
Dude, my head hurts after trying to think about that.
I know.
But yeah, it was an intervention. And they had the whole family come by and show up. And they knocked on the door. And the woman opens up. And then I guess it kind of cut because it was a TikTok. And it was like, when you go to have an intervention for your sister, but it turns out she was just sleeping with a man. She was like, no, I am not an alcoholic, Mom. I have just taken a few days off work to sleep with my boyfriend for a few days. He's like, can I not do that? And she's like, oh, no, dude. Go ahead. She kind of just walked off.
Dude.
Like, her whole family assumed she was an alcoholic after 2 days of not talking to her.
That sounds fucking awful.
Like, can you imagine?
No, I couldn't.
So,
Dude.
like, what made you think that? Like, are you stupid?
That's called it having a family that's over involved in your life. Like setting zero like boundaries. You know what I mean?
Man, my head will not recover from that now.
My head hurts.
Why was that so hard?
I feel like because we're high.
No, it's not even that. Like, that one word was so hard to get that my brain was just like, why can't
Why did my brain think of renovation?
I? Because you're renovating a person.
Yeah, I guess so. Daryl looks like
I decide when we're done with this subject. What's your connection to him?
You heard him?
An old story. But if
He's
you
like, he
insist,
decides.
the student protests in 1242, you've heard of them? I led them. Hubert, however, denounced me to
Watch
the
out,
authorities.
guys.
I
You said
landed in
it.
prison. There you have it. What will you do now?
Plenty of leads. Woodcarver's
leave
workshop,
here.
the corpse collector who found him, alley where
Oh, yeah.
Priscilla was attacked.
So, do you see something
Got
wrong with
work
my
to do.
swords?
As do I. At the
I
hospital.
sold my
I must
steel
return there.
katana, but not
But I
my
shall keep my
wooden
fingers
sword,
crossed.
And, now I
And
have
I'll
a
keep
wooden
my eye
sword
on
with
you.
my steel sword. Remember Dandelion's wooden sword he had me use? I sold my katana, not the wooden sword.
what the fuck? You can't buy it back?
So I gotta go look for it. I sold to two people. I sold to the merchant over at the Thieves Guild, and I also sold to the armor in Novogratz. So I gotta go check it out, see who I sold it to first.
Eternal fire protects us.
Fuck your eternal fire. Okay, so let's try Novogratz Square. 'Cause I have a better feeling about that.
One minute, next thing I know, I'm bankrupt with no means to earn me livelihood.
Hey, like that.
Oh, ray tracing does look good in Witcher. It's just not worth the performance. You get slightly better lighting. So usually better lighting goes like this: low, medium, high, ultra. Low, you get you start out with 20. Let's say that, right? You go up to medium, it goes down to 18 to 16, and then you go. I'm trying to help you out. You've been scratching for a while, but low you're at 20, right? Medium you get down to like 18, 16. But then, like, say you go to higher ultra, it's a little bit higher. It goes up to like 10 for high, and then it goes down to 8, right? Ray tracing is a big jump. It's like you start at 20, right? Turn it on, you're down to 4. It's like, whoa, okay. And it does not look that good. It's not like going from low lighting to high lighting. It's kind of like a lot.
Trouble?
Why, the thinking customer will see right away. Top-notch swords.
I hate how he says that. He says,
Show me what you have in stock.
he doesn't sell one sword. Maybe? I'm just gonna get new swords. Because now I'm confused. I just found new swords that are even stronger than the
So
swords
long.
I have right now. So why do I have these? Yeah. But then, like, this silver sword is weaker than this silver sword. I don't know. I'm so confused. That's a cool top for it. You okay, baby? Oh, you take a shower.
Behave, Witcher.
Good idea.
Move on.
By order of
Go
the
for it.
hierarch, whosoever conceals a
Oh, got a
blade
book?
in their hole shall burn alongside him.
Any needs,
you want
master?
Thumbs.
Why, Novigrad stinks. Do you see what I do?
Okay. I'll let you. Next week.
It rains.
Got this cracking in my spine.
Awful pale.
Hey, handsome.
You scared?
Certain citizen's sermon. Remember, good people, the light cast by the fire dispels every darkness, reveals each lie, exposes every unworthy and debauched soul.
Sis. They.
But ultimately,
No, thought she was so clever. She was like, enjoy your day. Knowing that you're coming at work.
most of the customers were like, "Oh, it's such a nice day today." And I'm like, "Stuck in here." You know what I mean? Like, I'm stuck in this.
So we have this much. I was thinking I smoke this to myself. And then tomorrow. Try and trick your mind. Do stuff to it. Rub it. Before you know it, it'll be gone. That's what I do. I trick my mind by doing something to my itch.
Sometimes if it makes place where it feels
Oh,
you just
where is it?
see that one on line. Rub it.
Better. It gets better and better as it comes. I keep that by me like smelling salts.
Dude, have you seen that one TikTok where she says, "I smell like fucking Vicks. I love Vicks," and she starts rubbing Vicks all over herself?
Cardi B.
Yes, hold on, I'm not done. And then she goes, "You know how people say they meet Rihanna and she smells like roses and flowers and smells beautiful? Well, they meet me and then I know for a fact they say that bitch smells like Vicks. She smells like a cold." And then she said it in her fucking voice. Cardi B's voice is hilarious.
She sounds like a call.
She's funny as fuck. I gotta admit, I may not like the music all that much, but she's hilarious.
Quote from Cardi B: "I make that pussy pop, cherry. I did like the taste. They don't like the eyes. Period. About the face. For real.
She also,
Cherry. Ah, nah, that ain't the taste. That's a serious.
A whole song where that was the chorus. Wet ass pussy.
She also said I got the French fries, tater tots. Oh yeah, they like me. My baked potato. Oh shit, I eat it all.
You like
Yes, I'm making shit up right now. She also said I like to be fucked by Barn. Nah, I'm reaching.
Yeah.
So you come here often, G? You live here. So you want to get up at like 12? Stay up another hour with him. Half hour. Fine. It was that fuck, what did we watch? We watched 2 videos. It's those stupid hour-long videos. Like, just stupid.
And half of it, they're not doing that.
Yeah,
The most active one was the Sally.
yeah. And they're kind of entertaining. Kind of.
Wait,
Yeah.
remember when you were fun?
Why did we do
Because you're obsessed with
that? Urban exploring. It's fun.
it. You don't do it.
I will. You want me to?
Like, it's fun. That's it.
I'll do it. Okay. I'm gonna go do it right now. I was about to be like, my imagination.
Remember the little Einstein shit? You gotta hop into that. Sing through the sky.
Little Einsteins.
Just got more and more sad as I continued. Remember when dudes would get dressed in tuxedos to watch the midnight?
I'm gonna get a PS1 emulator just to play this game called Ape Escape where you gotta capture monkeys and show you what I did. Dude, it had a deep story. I'm not kidding. It's about okay, so get
I can't pick the fucking ball.
this. No, I gotta show you now.
Then pass the ball. Quit holding it hostage.
I gotta show you this just because you're gonna laugh your ass off. Because you don't believe it's a deep story.
Fuck no, I don't. It's called Ape Escape.
No, you don't know. You don't remember this?
So I played on PS2.
Okay. So it's a futuristic world where apes have taken over the world.
This is a retrospective look back on Ape Escape. The opening scene shows our yet unknown protagonist, chasing a monkey through an endless green field with a comically large net. There's clear blue skies as the upbeat opening theme plays. Right off the bat, the music is great. It do be hitting different, as the Zoomers say. It also does a perfect job setting the game's tone. This is Spike, the previously mentioned protagonist, and
so he is like the kid of a scientist, right? He is like a rival. I forgot it. Never mind.
Jake. They're excited to see the professor, as he's almost finished with a time machine. They race to his lab, which is a nod to a rivalry that'll play out later in the story. The scene of them arriving at the professor's lab is really well done, but you'll miss it if you're not paying attention. The road to the lab is exaggerated in its circular shape, as is the lab building itself. Both of these are probably inspired by Dragon Ball, particularly the Capsule Corp building. I also really like the scene transition. It's like a large mechanical door opening. I think this is what people mean when they say a game has soul. It's a really good first impression. This is the professor and his assistant / granddaughter, Natalie, or Katie if you're British. They've been captured by some apes who start up the finished time machine, and hijinks ensue. Spike and Jake get transported to parts unknown as this smug ape smugly fades to white. Smugly. I super like the character designs. Reminds me of Mega Man Legends and just screams PlayStation 1. They all have vivid expressions and animated gestures that make up for the lack of detail given the technology at the time.
Spike, can you hear me? You must listen carefully. Something awful has happened.
The professor contacts us over a video call to let us know how irresponsible he is and how this is all his fault. Thanks, Professor. Turns out that smug ape is Spectre, the leader of the apes. He sent his ape army back in time in order to change history and ensure world domination. We get swept up in the time machine along with a time net and stun club. So anyway, this is Casey, the professor's AI assistant. Wait a minute, what the f— So Ape Escape will use the terms monkey and ape interchangeably. It doesn't really matter, so why am I still talking about it? Casey will help us before every level by showing us how many monkeys we need to capture in order to progress to the next stage. I'm gonna give a disclaimer. I don't generally enjoy platformers, so maybe this is normal, but I love how every level starts via some opening shots showing off the area you're about to explore. Throughout the game, we'll run into these mailboxes that explain the game's controls, mechanics, new gadgets we collect, and other useful information. This starting level is basically a tutorial, so it's a good introductory space that allows us to get a feel for the game before putting us in any real danger. We use the face buttons to select our gadget, R2 and R2 to jump, which you get used to very quickly, and there's also a double jump. L1 will center the camera behind you, which you'll use frequently. L2 enters a first-person mode, but you can't move. The left stick moves and the right stick moves your selected gadget in the direction that it was pressed. For example, pressing it right swings your net to the right. It still feels unique today because games don't usually use positional controls like this. You can also click in the left analog stick, otherwise known as L3, to crawl. Capcom in terms of different enemies or get time cap pretty auto you'll want to stay in a level. Fun. I would have preferred an option back to any previously unlocked level. There's a crazy. They're skiing, boxing, and a twin stick space thing around.
This is the
dinosaurs. Appropriately titled The Lost Land.
Look what I've got! A new gadget! Check it out!
This is the water net.
Before starting the second level of the first zone, we're given a water net. It's a slightly misleading name because although it can shoot a water net, it's more like a sea bob, which is one of those things you've probably seen in movies or Subnautica. Before getting a new gadget, we have to complete a brief tutorial. This thing is just there's having a lot of fun thinking of next we can remove that was awesome at where the gadget excited it's village and finds more it's great the first at their alarms.
So let's recount.
You had to be there.
You go through back in time to the old time where apes had taken over the world, right? You stop the apes from taking over the world just so you can fight your old rival. It's like fucking Naruto meets Planet of the Apes. Like what?
Back to the Future?
Like what the fuck?
That was a lot.
It is a lot, right?
I feel like I might have lost a few brain cells trying to do it. You know what I mean?
The thing is, it was so in depth.
I was like actually really telling you all the lore everything about all these people, and it's
Because Ape Escape was so weird. Like, you bought it not knowing shit. It was like $2 at your local 4Js or fucking Spencer's, and you get it and you're like, Ape Escape, okay. And then you play it, and then an hour later you're crying about the characters, and you're like, why is this
I feel
so
like it's
deep?
more. I feel like more than an hour because this seems like a long game based on how this recap.
You know what I mean?
I feel like this might be a 40-hour game.
It gets to the point where it's like, what the?
But wait, weren't old PlayStation games hella long though? Like that was a thing. Because I remember the Bratz game for PS2. That shit lasted forever. I'm not sure I even beat it. I think I did, but I'm not sure. You know what I mean?
That's how it felt, huh?
Yeah. Because I don't remember beating it. I have no memory of it.
You would just go.
I would just start playing, and I feel like I started over a few times by accident and just kind of kept going anyway. You know what I mean?
I do.
Because, like, PS2 was weird. When you're little, you don't really know how to use it right until you're a little bit older and have more functionality over your fingers. You know?
Yeah. I remember I sucked. Like, that was just the truth of the matter. Hole in ball.
There's also another guy. But I remember some of the levels were actually difficult. And it was like, why is this so hard? Okay. You know what I mean? It was like mini golf Bratz meets Dark Souls difficulty. Like, imagine that. And I think it had something to do with going to camping. Like, going to, like, remember how in elementary school you would go camping with your class?
Yeah.
Like that kind of thing.
Oh. One of the first games that I played besides Ape Escape was also this game called, like, I'm not making these games up. PDO, and you were no, literally just PDO or PO. It was so
Police
weird.
officer.
It was so weird. P0. That's what I mean by O.
Oh.
But now here's the context. You have a spatula. You were abducted by aliens, and now you gotta fight the ass aliens.
Ass?
Like, what are these games? PS1 was something else, bro.
I can tell. Have you played the first Tomb Raider?
PO'd. Yeah. My dad banned me from playing this game because he had it, but he never played it. My dad got like 9 or 10 games from a friend and put them all in his locker. And I got him out and I started playing them. And he caught me playing it. He's like, "What are you playing?" I'm like, "This game called PO'd. I'm like killing butts." And he's like, "You're doing what?" He's like, "Get off that game." But I remember how weird it was. It was the weirdest shit, bro. This was supposed to be a horror game, by the way. Okay.
This is PlayStation 1. Things ran a little bit slower.
So this is how you start. Oh, you don't start with a special. You start with an iron, a clothing iron. See? That is an anus. And it's shooting shit at you.
This is actually retarded.
Just get ready. It gets worse. Let me jump. I used to play this so much. Trying to figure out what I was supposed to do. I was like, what am I even doing here?
Because what are you even doing? You know what it's giving? It's giving OG Wolfenstein vibes, but fecal matter.
It's so much. Dude. Check this out.
God, why does it move like that? Let's not watch any more PS1. The movement is awful.
Isn't it a lot, bro?
That was nauseating. How fast everything moved, but then slid around. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It's like walking on ice in Minecraft, but on steroids.
It's so bad. Wait. Maybe. Should be a good
How am I to know? Watch him, see what he does.
Come on! Gotta go! Hey, you lass.
Wait, on another level.
That's it, you're in for it!
Bloody hell.
No!
Mistake.
They were stupid.
Think you'll get me too, huh? Up your ass, deviant! Hoes can fight back.
Calm down, I'm not gonna hurt you. What are you doing here?
Getting vengeance. Well, why are you staring? Have you not heard killers always return to the scene of their crime? Me and my brothers are waiting here to give him a warm welcome. For Priscilla. Almost did her in, the whole son.
I know. Here to look for clues and find anyone who might know something.
Fear I can't help you much. But I can tell you what I know.
You and Priscilla friends?
Friends? Nah. But she saw more than a stupid whore in me. Treated me with respect. It mattered. I was looking to give her pouring. Pick up a decent trade. But none would take me. Not as a washerwoman, nor a servant, nor a cook. Felt like a leper, I did. But Priscilla, she was different. Agreed to put me in her play, you see? Lots of the other actors, they were afraid on account of her jesting about the eternal fire. Whistling Wendy on stage, can you imagine it? Well, dream's gone now. I'm back to working street corners.
Sorry to hear that.
You could do worse as work goes. Or so I tell myself.
Priscilla wasn't the sole victim. You aware of that?
Oh, dearie. Course I was. This didn't start yesterday. Others have died like this before. Beggars, street girls, orphans. But who'd have a drama concern about them? Human rubbish. It's what the guards call us.
Recall any names?
They didn't have proper ones. Baldy, curly, buns. That's what folk called them. No friends, no families. Their bodies were burned long ago.
Fuck, okay.
Take care now. I gotta look around some more. Appreciate it if you didn't disturb me.
Naturally, we'll stand aside, behave. But do tell us if you find anything else here.
Oh, my head's ringing. Watch it, tramp. Novigrad's not your stomping ground. Awful pale. Oh, you scared?
A brazier. This time of year? Man's footprint. The murderer's, maybe. Weight on his heel. Took a step back. Human. Priscilla's.
Got a problem?
Let's just talk.
Now to where the woodwork.
To buy or not to buy? That's the
The plague.
No loitering round here.
Double chase. Overman is a state of mind. Understand?
A witcher. Now that's the line. Ooh.
No. Oh, fuck, don't write it up.
Anyone home?
Begun, or I'll sick me hounds on you. Molly, Striga, come!
Relax. I'm here about Fabian Meyer. Looking for his killer.
That's altogether different. Sit, you stupid mutts, lie down. Come on, come on then. Slowly now, lest they bite you.
Charming creatures.
Charming as beasts go.
You daft? Even I'm scared of them. But better barking dog than an evil man at your door.
Got someone particular in mind?
Sure as shite. Bugger who did Fabian in. Soon as they'd hauled his corpse off, I run to a mate who raises fighting dogs. Bought these two mutts. Cost me a chunk of change. But I sleep sound at least.
So you are.
So who might you be?
The Stiff's brother. Gus is the name. We ran a workshop together. Meyer and Meyer.
What'll it be now? Just Meyer?
Name it. I'll be closing it down now. As soon as I find a buyer for this shack, I'll head on to Mahakam. Be near my family or what's left of it. So, what do you want to know? What can I tell you about Fabian?
You know anything about the murder?
Tell me what you know about the murder. In order. In detail.
It was like this. Had some work in Oxenford, and I was coming home. Saw a plume of smoke rising over the city. Thought to myself, blast it, gonna miss and burn another hag. But the smoke wasn't coming from Hierarch Square. It was coming from here. See the soot stains? That's where they burned our sculptures. Folk gathered round the blaze, and found Fabian here beside it. They'd already loaded him on the cart by the time I arrived.
Talk to your neighbors. They see anything suspicious beforehand? Hear
You mean
anything?
socialize?
Not to. But even if they had, they'd not have helped. In Novigrad, folk give bleeding orphans in the street a wide berth so as not to stain their poor lanes. They care about some dwarf.
Your brother have any enemies? Anyone dislike him? Threaten him, maybe?
'Twas Fabian who threatened this one last. Oh, you were a good dwarf, a craftsman like no other. But you were an incorrigible whoremonger as well. Whenever we put a bit of coin aside, I'd say, let's buy some tools, quality timber. No. No, he grabbed the purse and head out whoring. Took to following one in particular. He'd say, "'Tis all your fault, dirty bitch, human dish rag." Rather obscenities. Don't rightly know what that was about. Maybe he was in love with her.
Know where I can find it, this dish rag?
City cemetery. She died a few days back, quietly in her sleep. Her pont said a fever took her.
Fine, we've talked enough. Need to look around.
Be my guest. Just beware of the dogs.
Aye, aye.
Murderer dragged something heavy. Statues. Or a corpse. Mind if I go inside the workshop?
I've not even peeked inside since they found Fabian. But I'll open it for you if you want.
More blood stains, but not near enough to say he bled to death. Unless somebody got rid of the blood. Left a few stains behind.
Aye.
Fuck. Need to look.
Be my guest.
Eyes. Humanoid. Completely rotten. Formaldehyde. Doubt Fabian used it. Furniture got knocked over. This looks like it was kicked. Nothing interesting here.
So, how you go with this evening? I was minding my own business when suddenly Happy pops and heals me.
Use this for his card.
Sick of it all. Oi, Witcher! Coroner wants to see you. Been another victim. Told me to say the main door will be open for you. You're to come as soon as you can.
Dropped your bladers there.
Lies around shit instead of doing some honest work.
You Eustace, the corpse collector?
Aye? How'd you know?
Fourth sense, I think it is. You bring Fabian Meyer's body to the morgue.
Fabian. Oh, yeah, I remember. No ice, no art, one of them, right? No purse neither, as I recall.
One of them? So there have been other bodies like that?
Sure have. Beggars, street urchins, and street walkers. One went so portly, I had to cut her into pieces to fit her in me wheelbarrow. Slippery sow, they called her, on account of the...
Some things are best left unsaid. What happened to the pieces?
What do you mean? Reverend Nathaniel ordered them burned. Every last one. Oh, shame that was.
Shame? Why? Actually, never mind. Another thing that's best left unsaid. You searched Fabian's body?
Well, I cast an eye in his pockets. Made sure nothing went to waste.
I call a spade a spade. You rob corpses.
And I call a prick a prick. It's none of your fucking concern. What, you a tax collector? Piss off, mutant.
What did you find out?
As you wish.